Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm ready, guys. Week 7 of the NPA. The Minnesota Vikavolts are taking on Goffies and the Hampshire Haunters in this showdown here for the NPA. I'm very excited, guys. We are now sitting at 4-2, hopefully moving to 5-2 after this matchup. Should be an epic one. Check out Goffies Channel in the description below. And if you want to pick up one of these sweet Minnesota Vikavolts shirts, you can do that in the description below. We just put them back on sale, so grab one while you have the chance. Question of the day today: after the crazy Pepsi debacle that happened on the internet over the last few days, Pepsi or Coke? Let me know your thoughts. I'm team Coca-Cola, man. I gotta be team Coca-Cola, but I do drink both, I have to admit. But let me know which one's your favorite in the comment section below, and hit that like button. Let's see if we can get 1,500 likes for these Vikavolts, charging it up, hopefully picking up another W here. But you can see what I'm thinking Goffies is gonna bring on the team, but I really think you should check out our team builder, also in the description below. I break down our team, the sets, what he could be bringing, and all that good stuff in between, so check all that out. I'm gonna get connected here with Goffies. We're gonna throw down in just a few seconds here, and it should be a pretty epic match. All right, guys, we are connected here with Goffies Enigma. We're gonna find out exactly what he's bringing here in just a moment. You can see what I'm predicting him to bring on the screen. I'm thinking we'll see the Volcanion, Manaphy, Crobat, Delmise, and the other two are iffy, maybe Piloswine or Miltank, and then maybe Durant. We might see a Aromatisse. He's got a couple different options there. He may opt to not bring something like Volcanion because of Vaporeon and Goodra, but I think Volcanion is just too good of a Pokemon to like not bring. But we're gonna find out here momentarily. Let's see what he is bringing. It is going to be, what does he got here? What do you got for me, Goffies? You've got, all right, Durant, Mienshao, Manaphy, Volcanion. He does bring the Crobat. He doesn't bring Piloswine. He brings Miltank and Mienshao. What am I not? Oh, no Delmise. Okay, cool. So he's got the Mienshao. That's fine. We see the Mienshao, and we don't see Delmise, but instead Miltank. And that leads me to believe that Miltank is going to be his hazard setter. So let me make some notes here. We got Miltank. We've got Mienshao, and we've got Durant, as I did think that the Durant could come. Now, in terms of leads here, for me, he could opt to lead Miltank if he wants to get up hazards. He could lead something like Crobat as well. He could lead Mienshao. Because of all those potential leads, I'm thinking that it makes a lot of sense for me to lead with Eclipse right now. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to allow that Durant to put in the work. I do like Dragalge as a lead. Can Dragalge take a Choice Band Brave Bird off the start of the match? Because if it can, then I think I'm going to lead Dragalge, because getting up T-Spikes is going to be huge against him. It's going to be huge. So let's check real quick. Against Brave Bird, I can live if he's Jolly, if he's adamant, it's a roll. I think I want to lead Dragalge, because I think Dragalge could take on Mienshao too. Let me just do a quick calc on Mienshao. No, that's Mienfu. Okay, we're running out of time. This always happens to me. Mienshao, I think I could take a hit. I'm gonna lead Dragalge here, because I want to get those T-Spikes up, and if that forces him to default, that's fine with me. If he leads Durant, we could take a hit too, so let's do that. We're going to lead with Dragalge. Again, those T-Spikes are going to be crucial because they're going to really wear down his team. And if he wants to just set up his Stealth Rocks, his only form of hazard remover is going to be that Crobat, which is the Defog. So we're in a decent situation there. If he leads Crobat, though, we're going to have to be really cautious around that thing, because he could try to Brave Bird us right off the bat, and that could put us in a bad spot. But let's see what he's going to do here. See what he's going to lead with. He could lead Crobat and try to U-turn. Here comes Miyagi, which is going to be that Mienshao. So not too surprising to see that. I don't think Mienshao can beat me with anything in one hit. So we should be okay to just stay in here. He might just U-turn out. So I'm going to just go for the Toxic Spikes, because Toxic Spikes are going to really help me wear down his team. So I'm really feeling like that. And if he wants to just, I could also Draco. If I Draco, we like kill something. That's the other thing too. If I click Draco Meteor, we just kill something. Like we just straight up, something dies if we click Draco Meteor. So it's a matter of whether I want to go more on the offensive or more on the defensive here. I mean, a Draco just kills something right now. That's the craziest thing about it. If I just click Draco Meteor, like the only thing, like even Volcanion doesn't take it. Manaphy might take it. I think Manaphy can live a Draco, but really Manaphy has a chance to live a Draco Meteor. I think I just click Draco Meteor. I really want to get on my T-Spikes, but I'm gonna click Draco Meteor just in case he tries to go into Durant with a U-turn. But I'm pretty sure we could live any hit here. He could go for like a knockoff or something, which would be kind of annoying, but we should be able to live any hit and be able to click Draco Meteor, and hopefully we don't miss. So that's gonna be my play. Like I said, I really would like to get my T-Spikes up, but I think just going for the Draco and hitting something really hard on the first turn will be good. And I could probably get my T-Spikes up later against Miltank, so we have that going for us. But he did bring that Durant, so He's gonna go for the U-turn here, so we're gonna get a Draco Meteor off on something. It doesn't do too much, as you can see. And he's gonna take that U-turn, he's got the U-turn there, no life orb or anything like that. So we get the U-turn off. Not surprised to see that. Let me just make a note here that he did go for a U-turn. U-turn, okay. So what is he gonna go into? If he goes into Durant, it dies. Like, Durant is only switching, it dies. It just straight up dies. Like, there's nothing on his team that could take this. So I'm hopeful here, hopeful. I mean, even like FizzDev Miltank, I don't think even takes it. I'll check FizzDev Miltank. FizzDev Miltank dies. So, I mean, the only thing that can live this hit is Manaphy. That's the only thing on his team that can actually live this hit right now, if we connect. It's crazy, dude, it's crazy. Here comes Specsavers, which is gonna be the Durant. If I hit this, it's dead. We hit it, this thing is dead. This thing is dead, it is dead, goodbye. Unless he's Focus Sash or Assault Vest, it is dead. See you later. That is the power of Dragalge right there, guys. Dragalge kills Durant with Draco Meteor. And that's why I went for Draco Meteor and not Toxic Spikes, because I really felt like the Durant could come in on a U-turn there. We just got rid of a huge threat. That was a ginormous threat to my team. I cannot emphasize enough how scary Durant was to my team. I had to carry Fire Fang and Scarf Crocodile specifically because of Durant. That's how scary that thing was. So getting off that Draco right there and hitting the Durant is amazing. Now everything on his team is affected by T-Spikes. And really, his switch in here is probably Crobat. I mean, that's his play against this thing. Dragalge just really looks good against his team. It just looks so good against his team. Now, the bad thing is we are -2 special attack now, so that could give him an opportunity to get something in. He could try to go to Manaphy here instead of a Tail Glow or something like that, in which case we probably have to go into Goodra right off the bat. Goodra can definitely take an Ice Beam, especially uninvested, and then I can start firing off Thunderbolts, which are really, really good against his team. But getting rid of that Durant on the first turn, man, I cannot emphasize how important that was for our team to get rid of that thing, because it was just such a huge threat to us. Now, I am kind of curious whether that Mienshao is scarfed, but now that Durant is gone, that actually helps out Necrozma too. Here comes Nightwing, which is going to be that Crobat. Crobat, of course, could run Brave Bird or some shenanigans here. I have to make a decision here whether I think he's gonna go for a Brave Bird or not. Because of the situation, I do think it's okay for me to go into probably Steve here to take the Brave Bird. I don't think he's gonna U-turn out. I think he would Brave Bird, and going into Steve here allows me to take the hit. I can outspeed him, so I'm gonna just go into Crocodile here. He may not expect me to be scarfed, and if he is Choice Banded, we're gonna find out right now. If he goes for a U-turn, that's fine, but if he is Choice Banded, we're gonna find out right now, because if he's Choice Banded, it's gonna do a lot. He goes for the U-turn, so let's see how much this does. That does a solid amount of damage. U-turn, about 40%. So if he's, that actually looked like banded damage to me, actually. That actually looked like banded damage to me. So he scouts and makes a really good play there to go for the U-turn. Because now he could bring in something like Manaphy or something like that. So we do have to be a little bit more cautious around this Crobat, because that could really start to weaken us. I'm going to want to get up Stealth Rocks ASAP, I think, just to help against that thing. Because I'm basically going to have to throw a body in front of it every time. And it stinks that Crobat, you know, I kind of tipped the hat there on Crook early, because I do think that is Adamant. Or, I mean, Banded, I mean. Because Banded does 41 to 49. If he's Adamant, not Banded, he does 31 to 36. So I guess he could be Adamant, not Banded. I'll see what the calc looks like here in a second, based on how much HP we took. He's gonna go back into Miyagi here, which is gonna be that that Mienshao. Let me see where we're at. So we're at 179 minus 115, and that's gonna put us at 64 HP and 64 out of 179. That puts us at about 35%. So if he was Jolly Choice Band, then maybe he's not banded, actually. Maybe he's not banded. Let's see here. Choice Band, Jolly. Yeah, so you know what? He's not banded. I think he's just Adamant. Just Adamant, because that looks like right in the range of a high damage roll for Adamant. So we don't think he's banded now. Okay, so I don't know what he's going to do here, but I'm going to just go right into Eclipse. If he wants to U-turn out, that's fine. I mean, I could also go into Oxygen here to try to take a hit. I think Oxygen still has some usefulness. I just don't want him to U-turn out here. Yeah, I'm just going to Oxygen here. I think it's kind of a good middle ground play. I'm pretty bulky. And if he goes for like a knockoff or something, he's probably just going to U-turn out. But I'll just go into Vaporeon here as kind of like a middle ground. I don't think he can't like one-shot us or anything. I don't want to go quite into Necrozma yet, just in case he knocked off. He does go for the U-turn again, so he's trying to get the momentum. We can definitely take that, and I do think that this thing is Scarf. If he gets a crit, that could end up mattering. That crit definitely could end up mattering. If he goes Volcanion here, I think he is going to be Grass CMZ, to be perfectly honest, in which case I go right to Goodra. So we have that, but we just see him U-turning, and he's gaining momentum because of this U-turn, which is a bummer, but I know that all I have to do is get Dragalge in, and then we click Draco Meteor again. So we have that going for us, and if I can get these T-Spikes up, that's going to really help us out too. You know, but that's definitely an offensive Crobat. We've seen the U-turn there from this Mienshao. He could go back into Bat here. He's going to go into Entropy, which is going to be the Manaphy. So he's going to go right into Manaphy here. Basically trying to potentially set up on us. He could go for like an Energy Ball or something like that. My play 1,000,000% is just to switch out. We're gonna go right into Slime Shady here. We're not gonna over predict, just in case he tries to set up a Tail Glow. I know I can take an Ice Beam and fire back a Thunderbolt, and even though it's not gonna do a tremendous amount of damage, it'll do a good amount. And if he decides to go for like a grass type move here, like an Energy Ball, we got the Sap Sipper and we can take it, and then I can fire up a T-Bolt, and he doesn't really have any great switch-ins to a Thunderbolt, so Goodra is definitely a pretty safe switch in here, as far as I can tell, against Manaphy. Even if he were to go for a Tail Glow here, you know I can take it. I know I can take the whatchamacallit, the Tail Glow, +3 Ice Beam. So he tries to go into that Manaphy, yeah, like +3 Ice Beam. If he's not boosted item, it doesn't really do too much. We do over half with T-Bolt, so even if he Ice Beams here or Tail Glows, like Slime Shady can take those hits. So he's gonna go for the Energy Ball. We get the Sap Sipper boost, so pretty safe play there for us. And we see he's got Energy Ball on this Manaphy. And I'm pretty safe to just go for a T-Bolt here. We can also go for a Dragon Pulse if I want to predict him to switch out and go into Miltank, which is a fair prediction. It wouldn't be too bad of a play for us to do. Dragon Pulse is still gonna do like 40% to him, and it is gonna do more to the Miltank than T-Bolt will. So I'm gonna just go for the Dragon Pulse here. I think that's a safe play. Just Dragon Pulsing, because I think he would expect the T-Bolt. So I'm gonna go for the Dragon Pulse. Because Dragon Pulse plus T-Bolt should kill anyway. So Dragon Pulse is a pretty safe play. But that's the beauty of Sap Sipper Goodra right there. Yeah, so Dragon Pulse I think is good. He doesn't have any Dragon Resist left, so he should be able to hit something pretty hard here. And this gets Stab, so it should hit pretty hard. He's gonna switch probably into Miltank. Here comes Autobots, which is gonna be the Miltank exactly. So we are gonna get the Dragon Pulse off here. This should do just under half, I would say, unless he's specially defensive. Looks like he is specially defensive, and he's gonna show the lefties there. So we see Miltank, he's got lefties, so that's fine by me. Okay, so I want to save this thing. I don't want to let it take any extra damage, so this is a pretty good opportunity for me to go right into my Dragalge again. Even if he has Earthquake, I don't think he would go for it here. He'd probably Body Slam, so we're going to go right into Dragalge on the potential Stealth Rocks, see what he wants to do. He does go for the Rocks. Okay, so we see the Rocks, and he's got lefties. And now I get to just click Draco Meteor again, and something dies. Even Spadef Miltank isn't going to take a Draco Meteor at this range, I don't think. So I'm just going to click it. You know, I really think Toxic Spikes is useful. I really do. You know what? I think I should go for Toxic Spikes first. Toxic Spikes is really going to help me wear down his team. But the thing is, like, I don't want that Crobat to come in and just defog him away. I'd rather kill something right now. So I'm going to Draco Meteor, because this Miltank is going to be annoying if I don't kill it. So we'll just Draco Meteor here while it's still at a low amount of health. Because if he is like super specially offensive, there's a chance he can live, especially if I give him another turn or two to heal up. And I don't want to allow for that to be the case. So we just click this Draco Meteor here. And he doesn't know if I'm Specs or not at this point, so he could think we're Specs, which is kind of a cool thing. But we're just going to click the big Draco here and get rid of this Miltank or whatever he wants to sack off. If I was him, I'd probably get rid of Miltank. So I think that's what I would sack off at this point in time. Because something like Manaphy is still too valuable for him, you know. But once his Miltank's gone, Goodra just has a field day. Because even Mienshao gets stopped by Necrozma. I mean, he can U-turn and stuff, but Necrozma looks pretty good here too in the late game. He does go for the body slam here, so it makes me think I should have went for T-Spikes, but we take that pretty well. Don't get paralyzed. We connect the Draco Meteor. This should kill. It should kill. If he doesn't kill, it's going to be a very, very low amount of health. Oh, that was not what I wanted to see. That was not what I wanted to see, ladies and gentlemen, because now he can just go for a milk drink here and try to stall us out. So I think what I've got to do here is make a play. I think I want to get, do I think he's going to defog? Like, I just don't want to allow him to defog. Man, he lived on just the tiniest sliver there. That's a bummer. That's why I went for it that turn. But we saw the body slam, we saw the stealth rocks. What do I want to do here? I mean, Eclipse can definitely start setting up Calm Minds in this thing. He can't really do too much back to me, but I don't think it's the right moment for that. I think Dragalge still has some usefulness, but I can't beat him by just dropping Dracos right now. So I can make an aggressive play into Rafiki, predicting the milk drink, and then I get to close combat something. I think that's what I have to do, because if I Draco Meteor here, that's not going to be a good situation for us. So I think I just make the aggressive play into Rafiki right now. Or I go into Eclipse and start to Calm Mind. Because he's specially defensive, so that's the issue we're facing right now. I'm going to go into Rafiki, I think. Is that a risky play? I mean, it's a risky play, but he milk drinks here. I mean, 1,000,000%. I'm going to go into Rafiki to get the pressure. He's going to milk drink. There's really no reason for him not to milk drink here. So, because otherwise I knock him out. So he's definitely going to milk drink, I'm sure of it. Because he probably can stall us out of Dracos, and he does go for the milk drink. Okay, so we've seen most of his set. And now I can threaten him with a fighting type move here. And Miltank is lower, it's at about 70%. I'm definitely leaning towards U-turning here, just because I think the Crobat could come in. And I don't want to allow him a free switch in that Crobat. Because if I close combat, while I do kill the Miltank, if Crobat comes in, it comes in for free basically. So I think I have to U-turn here. So I'm going to go for the U-turn. I think he saves this Miltank. Because the close combat is pretty obvious. And the only thing that switches into it is the Crobat. So I'm going to just make the safe play here and U-turn out. Because he knows that a close combat like destroys him. So this should allow me to get a U-turn off. And if he goes into Crobat, that can give me an opportunity to go into Necrozma and click Psychic, or go for Calm Mind, or start to set up on him. Or I can go, if he goes into Crobat, I can go into Crocodile. Crocodile can go for Stone Edge or Knockoff, which could be really nice. And help us out there too. So this is a 50-50 play here. Like, the close combat is definitely the obvious play, but I just think the Crobat is way too likely. He does switch out, so that's good. Likely in a Crobat? Yeah, here comes the Crobat. Okay, so we make that prediction properly, which is good. U-turn comes off. This is going to hit the Crobat, which is nice. We get a little bit of chip damage there, not a ton. We might be able to get some intel on this thing's item. This gives me an opportunity to do one of two things here. I can go into Steve, get an Intimidate off on the Crobat, and then go for a Stone Edge. Or I can go into Necrozma and go for Calm Mind and start to set up on this guy. Because once I get a Calm Mind or two up, I don't know if he can beat me. Manaphy could if it starts to set up tail glows, but I don't think he immediately goes to Manaphy on Necrozma. I think he goes, he'll like U-turn out on the Calm Mind, and then I get to click Psychic a few times. I like Steve here though, because I Intimidate, and I get to Stone Edge, or I get to Knockoff, one of the two. Both of them seem to be solid options. But then if we miss the Stone Edge, that could be really problematic too. I think I keep Steve around still. I'm going to go into Eclipse here, because I think being able to get up my Stealth Rocks is going to be important. And I'm not going to quite Calm Mind yet. I'm gonna go for the Stealth Rocks here. He's going to show Black Sludge. Okay, so we find out what item he has. So he's Black Sludge. Okay. That's good, and we show our lefties here. So I definitely have to Stealth Rock. That's fine with me. I think getting up rocks is important to weaken this thing and to slowly whittle him down. He could have Toxic though, which could be annoying. But Psychic kills him here, or has a chance to kill him here, so I don't think he stays in. I think he just U-turns. So I really like going for Stealth Rock. So I'm gonna go for Stealth Rock. If we force him to defog later, that's fine, and it helps us get the hazards off our side of the field too. Man, that Miltank living on that Draco meteor was such a huge deal, actually, because if we kill that Miltank there, that changes the whole dynamic of this match, really, because Miltank is something that kind of stops a lot of my Pokemon since he's specially defensive. It stops Goodra and stuff like that, and because he can heal up on me, makes it difficult. But a well-timed burn could be good. He's gonna just U-turn out as expected. Of course, our Prism Armor is gonna help us out here and make it so we pretty much take very little from that. We'll get a little bit of health back there from the lefties, and this will give me an opportunity to get at my rocks, which will help whittle down things like the Volcanion, things like the you know, the Manaphy and stuff like that. So here comes Entropy again, which is gonna be the Miltank. No, I'm sorry, it's the Manaphy. So he does go right into Manaphy here. Now, my play with the Manaphy is still Goodra. He could predict that and go for an Ice Beam, but it's still my play, regardless. Keeping Eclipse at a high amount of health here is too important to me. So I really think that our best play is still to go into Goodra here. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to make the play. You know, he could predict the Goodra again, because I did it twice now, but I still think it's the right play for us. He could, like I said, make a really good double right now, but I think keeping Necrozma alive here and as healthy as possible is important, because it allows me to take on the Crobat. It allows me to take on the Mienshao as well, so two of his Pokemon I can beat. And if we can get some Calm Minds up, then Necrozma can actually beat the whole team, but it can't beat Manaphy because of the ability to Tail Glow. So, gotta keep that in mind. But let's see what he does here. Does he go for the Tail Glow this time? He could actually go for the Tail Glow here. If he's like ICMZ, that could be really bad now that I think about it. But he goes for the Tail Glow. So there's the Tail Glow. If he is ICMZ, that is a big problemo. I'm not gonna lie, but I gotta make the play. I gotta go for the T-Bolt here. That's my play 1,000,000%. So let's see here. He has Tail Glow, E-Ball. He's probably got Ice Beam and Surf. But does he have ICMZ? And if he does, we could potentially lose this match. So that's scary. That is definitely scary. Manaphy with Tail Glow is a scary Pokemon, my friends. It is a scary, scary Pokemon. I'm gonna calc the Ice Beam Z move. +3 does kill us. It does 100% of the time kill us if he goes for the ICMZ. It's a very specific thing. If he was preparing for AV Goodra, then he'll have it. He does two-shot us here with Ice Beam regardless, without the ICMZ, so he might not have had that, but he goes for the Ice Beam, so no ICMZ, which is good. As long as we don't get frozen here, we can take it, no problemo. We do take it, we don't get frozen, we get a Thunderbolt off. That Thunderbolt is very important. That damage there is very, very important. You can see just how much it does, and he shows the leftovers on his Manaphy. Okay, so lefties on Manaphy. Now he 1,000,000% has to Ice Beam here. I can choose to predict the Ice Beam and go into something else, or I let him kill me here. That is the question. Do I let him kill me here? That's the question. Do I let him kill Goodra, or do I sack something else off? I can probably go into Infernape, but I don't think the damage is worth it. I think I just let Goodra go down, so I'm gonna go for the T-Bolt and just let Goodra go down. He's gonna Ice Beam and kill us. So Manaphy kills Goodra with Ice Beam. Okay, so that's okay. Goodra goes down. Now the problem is he could have that Crobat in the back now. I know I can kill the Manaphy with a close combat. I definitely can kill the Manaphy with a close combat. I can also go into Crocodile here and go for a knockoff. How much is that gonna do? A knockoff doesn't kill, Earthquake doesn't kill either, so I think I have to go into Rafiki here, and we have to go for the close combat. Now I know this is gonna likely bring that Crobat in if he decides to save his Manaphy, but I have to do this, and I can't, like, this is where Thunder Punch would have been nice, but I don't have Thunder Punch, so the thing is Crobat just 4 times resists this, so that's the thing that stinks about it. But he has a pretty safe switch in here to Crobat, because I really don't do much to him. I do like 20% to him, and he can just roost that damage off, but I have to close combat here, so I'm gonna go for the close combat. I have to close combat. We gotta do it. We gotta do it. We gotta close combat. Sad to say. because the Crobat switch in here is very, very likely. But I could have Thunder Punch. I could very well have Thunder Punch. I don't have it. I almost brought it. He doesn't switch, so hopefully this kills. Oh, it's not gonna kill his. Oh, I killed. That HP bar dropped way too slow for me, man. Infernape kills Manaphy with close combat. Wow, that was a big deal. That was a big deal. If that didn't kill, I think we might have lost, but we did kill, so that's huge. I didn't want to burn my Phytinium Z because it still could be useful for Volcanion. So, wow. Okay, so he gets a free switch into Crobat here, and can U-turn out. That's a bummer because we're gonna lose momentum. But I can just go into Vaporeon, I think. Maybe we just go into Necrozma. Do I go into Necrozma? The problem is if I go into Necrozma, he goes into Volcanion. Volcanion can beat Necrozma, so I almost feel like I need to sack something here. Man. Do I see Dragalge doing anything left at the end here? I don't know if I see Dragalge doing a whole lot. Like, Vaporeon still has some usefulness because it keeps him from spamming water moves with Volcanion. Here comes Miyagi, which is gonna be the Mienshao. I think this thing is scarfed. I've been thinking it's scarfed. So I think he's gonna just U-turn here. So to me, I think I just go into Vaporeon. Yeah, I'm gonna just go Vaporeon here. I think this thing is scarfed. It would make sense for this to be a scarfer. That's why he led with it. We haven't seen a Life Orb or anything like that. So I do think this thing is scarfed. So we have to be very careful with that, which means we need to keep our Necrozma healthy for this thing. That's what that means, because otherwise this thing beats us. Excuse me. Actually, that means we definitely need to keep Necrozma healthy. Necrozma needs to be the thing that beats this. So, and since he's scarfed, he could just continuously U-turn out on us. But we gotta go into Vaporeon here. I can't lose Rafiki yet. So this is gonna give him some momentum because he can just go into his Volcanion now. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna just go for a U-turn. He goes for the knockoff, actually. Okay, so we take it. Does a lot, but we take it. I have an option to Scald here, but I think I'm gonna just go for the Baton Pass. I could also Wish, but I think just going for the Baton Pass here is the right play. Let's think about this. If I Baton Pass, and it's close whether High Jump Kick kills or not. Baton Pass gives me momentum if he... Well, if he's scarfed, he actually locked in a knockoff. I think I want a Baton Pass to get momentum. I'm gonna go for the Baton Pass. I think I want to do that. If he's not scarfed, I'll at least find out now, and that changes our game plan because that allows me to know that Crook can beat it and that Infernape's faster. So we know those two things. If he switches his move here. He switches. Okay, awesome. So we know he's scarfed. He went for knockoff. Here comes Nightwing, which is the Crobat. Perfectly fine by me. And this is big because he's gonna take Stealth Rock's damage here, and that puts him in Stone Edge range for Crocodile. And we get the Baton Pass off here. So that's really good. Let me just double check this calc, but I'm pretty sure he's Stone Edge range now. The other option is going into Necrozma and Moonlighting for health, but Stone Edge kills at this range, so I'm gonna just trust in Steve here, and we're gonna go for the Stone Edge. I mean, it's a little obvious, but at the same time, he doesn't know I'm Scarf necessarily, and I know I could take a U-turn, so he might flub there. You know, if Miltank comes in, Miltank's at a low enough health that we could potentially put in some work there. I could also knock off if I really feel like that's a good play, but I think going for the Stone Edge here is the right play to just get the kill on this thing. If I knock off into the Mienshao, that would be good because I know he's scarfed. And we can get rid of that, or we can get rid of this thing's Black Sledge. I think I want a Stone Edge. I'm gonna go for the Stone Edge. We don't know if he knows I'm scarfed yet, but this will kill at this range. It should. Stone Edge should kill at this range. He could predict it and go into Miltank or something like that. He very well could. But, or he could go into Mienshao, which would be kind of annoying and making me think I should have knocked off. But I think going for the Stone Edge here is the right play. Might catch him off guard here. I probably should have knocked off actually because of the Mienshao, but it's all good. We Stone Edged. Does he stay in? And actually Jolly Scarf doesn't kill, so he might stay in anyway. But Adamant Scarf does. So, come on, Steve. Well, I want Nightwing to stay in. I want this Crobat to stay in, first and foremost. and I want to hit this Stone Edge. He's not going to Volcanion. He could Miltank and he could Mienshao. He switches, so he hard switches, knows I'm Scarf now. And here comes Autobots, this is the Miltank. Miltank takes Stealth Rocks damage and it's gonna take Stone Edge damage. I don't know if it's gonna be enough to get the 2 KO though, but we know he's specially defensive. We hit the Stone Edge. Is this gonna be enough? That's looking like it's gonna be enough, guys. We might be able to pick up this 2 KO now, but I gotta hit another Stone Edge. That's what it comes down to. He could go into Mienshao now as well, but I'm gonna take this chance at the kill. I'm gonna go for the Stone Edge. I really think that it's worth going for the kill here. Because if we can get rid of this Miltank, that is huge. He stays in, we hit the Stone Edge, will it kill? And it kills. Oh, Miltank is gone, baby. That's what I needed to see. Crook kills Miltank with Stone Edge. Sweet. All right, so Miltank is gone. We got rid of that thing. Thank goodness. All right, so that is very important. And that Crobat is gonna get weakened now. It takes more Stealth Rocks damage. Now, he pretty much guarantees goes into Mienshao now, which is fine. Because as I continue to weaken these Pokemon, Necrozma has the opportunity to beat the Mienshao and has the opportunity to beat the Crobat. So here comes Miyagi, which is the Mienshao. We see that thing come in. We know it's not regenerated. We know it's reckless. So now I need to sack something off. And my sack here is definitely going to be Eclipse. I'm sorry, Adept. It's definitely going to be our Dragalge. We don't need Dragalge anymore. So I actually think keeping Vaporeon alive is still kind of relevant because it keeps him from spamming Steam Eruption. And it can take on the Volcanion or at least switch into it. So I think Dragalge going down here is okay. And if he U-turns, that's fine because Dragalge can take the hit. And anything he brings in is going to have to go on the offensive to kill Dragalge. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. So now we go into Adept here, and if he kills us, that's fine. If he goes for a high jump kick, we can live it. If he goes for the U-turn, that's totally fine. If he goes to the knockoff again, which I don't think, he's gonna go for the U-turn, so he does U-turn out. That's fine by me. We're gonna take very little from that. He does have us pretty weakened though, but it's all good. So now what we wanna do is, here comes Nightwing again, so here comes the Crobat. He could try to roost up on us. He's gonna take that damage, so that's some big damage there. I'm pretty safe to just go for the, Crobat does kill with Brave Bird here. It does kill with Brave Bird here. Yeah, he can definitely kill us at this point. Dragon Pulse does kill him though. And he does take recoil damage, so I'm okay with this. So I'm just gonna go for the Dragon Pulse. He goes for the Brave Bird, so he's gonna knock us out. So that's fine. So Crobat kills Dragalge with Brave Bird, and that's fine with me. He takes some damage there. So now we have a couple options here. Now could be our opportunity to go to Necrozma. We can get a big Psychic off on something. The other option is going into Steve and going for that knockoff that I want to go for because that knockoff really helps out. And it takes away the Scarf from the Mienshao, which then allows us to outspeed it with Rafiki. And that makes it so I can still beat that thing otherwise. So, yeah, I think that's okay to do, because I don't think, like, even if I knock off here, we get rid of his Black Sludge. Eclipse going for Psychic seems like a good play as well, though, because his only real switching would be the Volcanion. And I'm okay with that. Necrozma versus Volcanion. It's just a matter of positioning our Pokemon around here, so that way we can make sure we pick up the W. Yeah, Psychic does a lot to Volcanion, so I'm gonna go into Eclipse here because I think getting rid of this thing is super important. He could U-turn now and get some damage off on us, but we're still in an okay range. We'll still get our lefties back. I know I could take a U-turn, so I think we just fire off a Psychic because it kills Mienshao. If he goes into that Volcanion, Volcanion's gonna take a tremendous amount of damage, and we can easily revenge kill it. And we get to the point where we can just click close combat even either way. So I'm gonna just go for the Psychic here. Definitely the right play, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna get, if Volcanion comes in on this, he goes for U-turn, goes into Volcanion, that's fine, because then Volcanion's weakened to the point where I can sack off Vaporeon, go into Crocodile, Crocodile can kick knockoff, kill Volcanion, it would kill the Mienshao coming in, or I'm sorry, it would get rid of its Scarf coming in, and then Eclipse is still at enough health that it can beat the Mienshao and the Crobat, so I do like this play here. We're definitely on the lower side of health though, which is a bit scary. But he goes for the Roost. Very interesting to play to see the Roost here. I'm actually surprised. Maybe he thought I was going to overpredict. But this Psychic has a chance to kill. Depending on his HP investment, this actually should kill though. And if it doesn't, it's going to be darn close. That's the darn close I was just talking about right there. That was the darn close we were just talking about. But now he's in a situation, this is actually perfect for me because now he's in a situation where he dies to Stealth Rocks if he comes back in. He has to either attack me with a Brave Bird or switch out or U-turn out and then he dies. So we're okay right now. I'm gonna just keep on the offensive with the Psychic though because I don't really lose much by that. He goes for the Brave Bird. He's gonna kill himself with recoil, so Moonlight would have been the best play, but it's okay, man. I know I can take this pretty well. We take it. We're gonna be close to half health. We get rid of the Crobat, which is really nice. So Crobat dies to recoil from Brave Bird. And as much as I wish I, I went for Moonlight there, it's okay. You know, Mienshao, Choice Scarf Mienshao. Let me just calc that to make sure we have the ability to live. But Choice Scarf Mienshao going for knockoff against Necrozma does about 33%. So we're right in the range where we need to be to still live. If Volcanion comes in here, definitely scary. But we're in a situation now where Infernape can come in and click Close Combat with the Phytinium Z. It'll kill whatever happens. And then we know Necrozma can beat the final Pokemon. We still have a Scarf Crocodile on the back, so I can freely click Earthquake now as well, which is super nice. In fact, that's probably our play here. If he goes into Volcanion, we switch out, we go into our Vaporeon and sack it off, and then we simply go and we click Earthquake with Crocodile. That would kill the Volcanion unless he's Shuka. And then we can freely Earthquake on the Mienshao. We know Necrozma can live a hit from the Mienshao and kill it off, so that's good there. And it's also going to be Scarfed, which will mean that something like Infernape, if he goes to the knockoff, will still be able to live the knockoff, no problem. So this is looking to be okay right now, assuming he doesn't have something like Substitute Volcanion. That would be the one thing that really messes us up right now. So here comes Mona. That is going to be the Volcanion. I have to switch out here, obviously. This is the one thing, if he has like Substitute or something like that, that would be obviously incredibly problematic. We could play around it though, but we're just gonna sack off our Vaporeon right now to allow us to get a free switch into Crocodile just in case he's Scarfed. We can go for an Earthquake here against this thing. The other option would be going into Infernape and clicking Phytinium Z, but Crocodile versus Volcanion seems to be pretty fair, unless he's, like I said, unless he's like Shukaberry, which would be really lame. But if he's Sugarberry, that means Infernape kills him, so it's okay. But let's see what he's got here with this Volcanion. If he goes for Substitute, that would be detrimental. He's got Steam Eruption. We're gonna get the healing back here. So that's why I kept Vaporeon around, guys, for this long in the match, because I felt like that was gonna be super important. Now I get to just click Baton Pass. Yeah, we just click Baton Pass. If he wants to go for like a Z Solar Beam and kill me, that's fine. At this point in time, I just let Vaporeon go down. Or I get the momentum against the Mienshao and I get to just go for a Moonlight. You know, so, and if this thing gets weakened again, another Stealth Rock switch, and that's fine. But if he specs as well, then we're fine. I'm surprised that he went for that, but maybe he thought Infernape would come in, or maybe he needed the burn. I guess it does hit everything except for Vaporeon, so that definitely wasn't the worst play, but we don't know if he specs or anything like that. We have no idea. We didn't see lefties, which is nice. So we know that. I just realized how long this battle's been. My goodness. This has been a pretty long battle. But unless something crazy happens, we should be okay. He goes for the Earth Power here, so that's kind of annoying because he will hit us. We can live it though. I just go for the Baton Pass though to get the heck out of here. And at this point in time, I think we just go into Infernape. We know he's not Scarf now. Infernape can click Phytinium Z and pick up the kill here. I mean, I just think that makes the most sense. The reason why I want to go into Infernape instead of Crocodile is only because of the fear of him potentially having, actually, Phytinium Z Close Combat may not kill. That's going to be close. That's going to be really close, actually. Then you know what? I think we go into Crook. I think we just go into Crocodile and just play it safe. Just because, I mean, yeah, I think we go into Crook here. It's close. He's at 75%, and All Out Pummeling does 76 to 90. If he has HP investment, like that's the thing. If he has HP investment, he lives. So that's why I'm a little unsure. because if he has like max HP, then we don't kill with close combat. So I think I go into Steve here and we click Earthquake. If he does have the Shuckaberry, then, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, we revenge kill him with Infernape, and then we end up in the same situation where we basically let Eclipse win. So I'm gonna just click the Earthquake here. If he is Shuckaberry, great planning on his part to prepare for that, but I don't want to chance the damage roll with the Infernape Fightinium Z close combat. It's just not worth it to me, because if we don't kill, we lose Infernape there. I mean, I guess it's the same thing. It doesn't matter either way, but we have a higher chance. There's a higher chance that he's not Shuckaberry than he is HP invested, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Especially based on the speed tiers of my team. It's possible that he's got a lot of HP investment on this thing and not max speed. So, to me, going for the Earthquake here is better. And if he goes into Mienshao is not going to want to take the Earthquake. It's going to take a sizable chunk from that. I don't know what it is, but my plays are still the same because we sack off Vaporeon regardless here at some point. But yeah, Earthquake actually will knock out the Mienshao at this range too. So he doesn't really have a switch in. And based on the fact that he's taking so long to make his move, that leads me to believe that he's not Shuckaberry. Because if he was Shuckaberry, I think his play is very obvious. You stay in and you click, you know, Fire Blast or whatever. So I'm leaning to believe that he's not Shuckaberry at this point in time. So we should be able to pick up the kill here with Earthquake. We don't see a berry pop. That means this should kill. Under pretty much every circumstance, we are adamant, and that is going to pick the kill. So Crook picks up the kill there, which is very nice. Crook kills Volcanion with EQ. So he took the safe option there, not giving Infernape the kill. But here comes Mr. Miyagi, which is going to be the Mienshao. Now, he basically has to high jump kick here. I know he's Scarfed. Is there really any reason for me to do anything other than, like, he basically has to lock himself into something, and I think that something is knockoff if he wants to win. But he also could high jump kick. So I'm actually going to just stay in an Earthquake and let him kill our Steve here. He goes to the high jump kick. So the reason why I did that is because Vaporeon has Protect. That's the only reason why I did that, is because Vaporeon has Protect. So being able to live that Protect to me is worth it. But Mienshao kills Vaporeon with HJK. And now Eclipse comes in, and it should be able to live any hit. Let's just double check here. High jump kick will not kill us at this range. So we can just go into Eclipse. Eclipse should be in pretty good shape here to live and go for a Psychic and pick up the kill. We're in a pretty low amount of health. We're at 71 out of 203. Which puts us at 35%. Crit high jump kick could kill us from here, but we are gonna just Psychic. He would need a crit high jump kick to kill us, and we know he's reckless. Yeah, he would need crit high jump kick to kill us here, and even then, yeah, crit does kill us, but we have a backup plan. The backup plan is funny, but the backup plan is we Protect with Vaporeon. He misses high jump kick, crashes, we switch out, sacrifice off Infernape, and then we switch back into Vaporeon and click Protect again, and he kills himself to high jump kick, and we still win the game. So that's our backup plan right now if he crits us. So we do have a way out of this, but he's gonna go for the high jump kick here. It's 6.25 to crit. That's not a crit. We live in, no problemo. We know he's Scarfed, so we know he can't live this Psychic. The Psychic comes off, and Necrozma is gonna pick up the final kill of the match and pick up a W there. So Necrozma kills Mienshao with Psychic, and that's going to be a game over right there. We pick up a nice 3-0 against Goffies Enigma. Very tough match, actually, guys. We were put on our back seat, or on our back feet, rather, with some of those plays. There were some tough choices that we had to make. I decided to play pretty safe throughout the match. I realized that he was Scarf Mienshao relatively early in the game, which really helped us out. They gave us an opportunity to, you know, be able to keep Necrozma as healthy as possible, to live those hits. Obviously, I had a backup plan there with Protect on Vaporeon if we needed it, but, you know, ultimately, I feel like we played pretty well. It was close, man. I mean, that Miltank living that DRACO Meteor was a very, very big turning point in the match, but I think bringing Dragalge in the first place and leading with it is really what set the momentum, because if I had to deal with that Durant throughout the match, that would have been a problem. You know, I think the craziest thing was if he had actually went into Miltank on the Dragalge in the first turn of the match, this match could have been totally different. Now he obviously couldn't have known that. Had I Dragon Pulse, the situation's different anyway. So you know what I mean. But man, that was intense, guys. That was a close game. You got to give it props to Goffies. And man, I'm just so glad we killed that Durant at the beginning and saved Necrozma to be healthy enough. So props to him, guys. Show some love to his channel. Hit that like button down below if you enjoyed this match. We're sitting at 5-2 right now. Film pretty good. We got some really tough opponents up ahead though. So we're gonna continue to try to do our best in this league. And again, if you want to pick up a Minnesota Vikavolts shirt, link in the description. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Dan. I'm the coach of your Minnesota Vikavolts, and I'm gonna catch you guys next time. Peace.